Welcome, everybody, to this episode of What Do You Bring to the Table? My name is Rajiv Satyal. I'm your host, and I'm sitting here with songwriter and record producer Savan Kotecha. Did I get that right?
Yes.
Is that what you like to go by as a songwriter and record producer?
Yeah, songwriter's fine. Yeah.
Okay. Well, what do you think about producer? I mean, that's got a nice ring to it as well.
It does. People seem to like that word more.
Yeah, I don't know why. Because you're producing something. I mean, writing you're writing something as well, which is great. But you have what is it? Give me the numbers. Give me the numbers of Billboard Awards. Because we're sitting here. No, I want to embarrass you out the gate. This is good because we're gonna play Jenga. I'm probably gonna get embarrassed doing that because I'm not good at any of the games that I choose to do. But we're sitting here in your studio, and you've got just award after award after award. Whether they are Billboard Awards, whether they're just so many.
I've been lucky. I've had a lot of success in what my passion is. So. I don't know numbers. I've sold like 300 million records in total.
To get you to say it. I didn't know it was 300. I knew it was north of 200, but 300 million records.
That's what I've been told now.
Okay. Who tells you that? Is that your agent? Is that
No, you just get data from publishers, and then you know the last number, and then you find out, and then you get like plaques, and you're like, oh, if you had, okay, yeah, that's around 300 now.
What makes you happier? Is it the number of albums sold, records sold, or is it the awards?
No, neither actually. I think
we got to play as we're doing it, by the way.
I think it's always fun just to have a hit, you know.
Okay. Do you measure that by like the Billboard chart, or do you?
Actually, for songwriters, really radio, because that's how you're gonna get paid. Streaming doesn't pay songwriters anything. So
even still.
Even still.
So even like the Spotify's, the Pandoras.
And when I mean anything, I actually mean like very little.
So it's not even that it's like. I mean,
it'll be like, you know, you can have one of the biggest songs. Like I've had two, I guess, of the biggest songs on Spotify.
Yeah.
Ever, unless
Can't
that's
Feel My
changed,
Face
and Love Me
Problem.
Like You Do.
Oh, Love Me Like You Do.
Yeah, and it's just, it's not living wage.
They love you like they do, but not how you would like them to love you.
It's actually, it's not living wage. It's a big problem, especially for young songwriters. I mean, I can't complain because I've had a long career and I've done well, but like, for young songwriters, that's the scary world, is that none of them will be able to earn a living at this point.
When did that change? Because of streaming?
Yeah, I mean, what happened was Spotify,
2011.
The labels take all the money, but Spotify kind of paid the like turn on the DVD and I'm just like, I watch This Is Us, and I'm sitting there like bawling, and then I go upstairs, my wife's asleep, and I'm like cuddling with her, and she's like, stop watching that show.
So it's not it's just This Is Me in this case. Yeah, it's just you.
Yeah, I'm all about like Gossip Girl when that was on, and like all those things.
Man. So when people say, man, that's Savan, he's ballin', it's this ballin'. It's not that ballin'. Yeah. I mean, we see the house, but really, you're crying and you're just, you're reducing yourself to tears.
I don't like popcorn flicks, I don't like action movies and stuff like that. So for me, it's like, when I'm with other people, they want to talk after, and I want to stay in like the mood. I want to stay in the atmosphere, and I want to like, I write down ideas, and I get like song ideas, and I kind of get into like a character's state of mind, and I write all these things on my phone. And if I'm with somebody, they just want to talk, and I'm like, no, I don't want to talk to you. And then I feel like I'm rude, so I like going by myself.
So it's like you write the soundtrack after the movie.
Kind of, or at least I just get like ideas. I'll get like, because it's all emotions. I have a very boring life in a sense of like, I'm very, very,
Oh, it got really exciting right there for a minute. I know, that's the fastest it's fallen, and I thought I was gonna do it. And so, I don't know what we do now. Maybe we just build or something.
I'm not, like, I have a wife and 2 kids. My wife was my first girlfriend ever.
Oh, wow. When did you guys meet?
I think we met in Stockholm when I was like 20.
Okay.
And I've never been like a going out person. I don't like it when I have to go out to places, like to parties or events and stuff. It's like I have to go because of work, and then I'm the first one to leave.
Okay.
Like I'll wait till people get drunk and then I go.
Man.
Because then they'll forget that I left, and I'll be like,
how was it?
Yeah, it was exactly.
Absolutely, I was hanging out, for sure. So this is a party, like we got the whole crew here.
Yeah.
This is making you a little like, wow, we're in your space.
No, it's not even like a space. I like being around people, but I'd
He's
rather
a great
be.
Host, by the way, honestly, like you've been the best. Like
I
coffee,
love
water, food, it's great.
I like being around people, but I like conversations.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I like going to dinner with people is fine.
Right.
As long as it's like 7 o'clock, not like 9 o'clock. But like, and that's now because of kids, because they wake us up. I mean, I woke up at 5:30 in the morning. I got back from the studio at 11. And by the time I get to sleep, it's like 12:31, and then it's like 5 o'clock wake up.
That's kind of what I did last night into today, but that's rare. So, but you are a morning person though, right? You do
but I used to be a night person. I'm not a good sleeper, so I've always been that way. Like I can sleep 4, 5, 6 hours, and I'm fine. Like,
and no naps.
No naps. Yeah, I'm not a napper.
And you can just keep going.
Yeah.
Is that coffee, or is that just your natural
thing?
Tea? You don't like, you're a tea person anyway, not coffee.
But I think, I never really go out. I don't go out and like network and stuff anymore. You know what I mean? I avoid lots of stuff. I could probably have more adventures in my life if I took advantage of the access, I guess, that I've been lucky enough to have. And maybe later on in life, I'm gonna be like, oh man, I should have done that, and I should have met that person, or said yes to that person's like house party, and I would have met that person. But with kids, their priorities change, and even before kids, it was like, just like coming home and spending time with my wife, and then going to sleep and waking up and going and working. So for songs, I either live vicariously through the artists, or I have to come up with ideas through watching films, reading books, and imagining I'm those characters.
That's the pain in your life, is other people's art that then inspires you.
Yeah, that's exactly what.
But do you feel like you have to get to that place? You feel like you have to access pain to create pleasure? Is that? I mean, that's a trope, and people talk about that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it depends what you're working on. If you're writing like pop songs about different ways to have sex, then it's a different thing.
Right.
But then it's the same thing. I'd watch various like films or read like Cosmo and stuff like that, and just get lines from advertisements and stuff like that.
What's an example of that? Could you give us a specific example? Because you've written so many songs that I know. Problem, What Makes You Beautiful, Can't Feel My Face, and there's so many that I can't even.
I mean, this one which is the one that pops in my head. Wasn't like the biggest hit. It was a decent hit. It was years ago. It was a song called T-Shirt, which was like a decent hit. This artist Chantel, and I got the whole idea from that song on like one of those Cosmo confessional things.
Oh wow.
So I always get like bits or lines here and there from things like that.
Okay.
Like it was a point I was like the weirdo that would buy all these like Teen Vogue and 17 magazines, and I'd be like trying to explain why I'm buying these magazines to the person, you know. And when I was a teenager, I would get friends, like female friends, to just buy them for me.
Yeah.
And now sometimes my wife will be like, "I'm going to buy magazines. You want? You know, yeah, get me Cosmo."
Yeah.
And,
now you have a wife you can hide behind.
Yeah.
She can buy it for you.
I haven't done that as much lately, because I'm also like more, you know, early in my career when I was just writing songs, hoping someone would take them.
Yeah.
You would do those things. Now I'm working with the artists. I mean, the past 10 years, I guess I've been working directly with artists more.
Right.
So you kind of just feed off of their lives a little bit.
Yeah. And they're, because obviously they have a lot of drama, without going specifically into
I mean, drama or just they live a certain lifestyle, you know.
Sure.
So I can trust that, you know, whether it's Ariana or whoever, you can just kind of talk, and through conversations, ideas spark.
So Ariana Grande. For anyone who doesn't know who Ariana is, you know. Yeah.
I lived in Sweden for like 15 years, and living there, you really obviously see, okay, it's not, English isn't people's first language.
Right.
Melody is the universal language, right? You know, you got to write songs. If you want to write global pop songs, they can't be like complicated English words, you know, because it's just never gonna, very lyrical songs don't go past America for the most part. You know, because they need to, someone in Japan who doesn't know any English needs to be able to sing along to it. Like my son, you know, he doesn't ever listen to the words of a song. When he sings a song to tell me like what he wants to listen to, he's got the words wrong, but he remembers the melody, you know, and that's how it is. So try and improve those skills. And lyrics are trends, you know. You have to try you can possibly make it.
Right.
Doesn't mean it's going to be a hit, because that's up to the audience and that's up to like a connection and a lot of stars aligning. But I feel confident I can write something that has a good shot at least. But with my great collaborators obviously, and who, you know, I don't do everything myself at all. Right. I have a lot of great people that I work with that contribute equally. You know, sometimes I feel I've got my finger on it. Sometimes I feel I don't.
Who are some of the artists with whom you're most proud to have worked? I mean, Ariana, I'm sure, The Weeknd, you know.
Yeah, I mean, at this point,
Ellie Goulding.
All of them I've been lucky enough to work with. I'm really proud of. Like, I mean, years ago when I got a big hit with Usher, I mean, that was a highlight of my life.
Yeah, you grew up listening to him, I'm sure, too.
There's been people, you know, like I got to work with Madonna on her last record a little bit. And that was incredible. It was an incredible experience.
What was that even like, man? I mean, just...
She's cool. I thought it was weird, kind of. It was weird because it was Madonna, and it was like, you know, it was either Prince. I grew up where it was Prince, Michael Jackson, and Madonna. You know,
absolutely.
And unfortunately, I didn't get to the point in my career I am now when Michael Jackson was alive. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have maybe had an opportunity. And Prince, obviously, no one really works with Prince except Prince, but like...
Is that true? I mean,
yeah,
he
was
such a, rest in peace, he was such a one-man show.
But I did it, I knew that it wasn't gonna maybe say generate like a hit, because I don't think she's at a point in her career where she cares about that. But I did it for an experience for like 1 week, and you know, I was with Avicii and a couple other friends, Madonna, and she was cool. I mean, it was like, I learned a lot about her. Like, she was first a little bit guarded, but then when we got to know each other, she was pretty open, and I got to ask her questions about her life, and I was just curious about the life of one of those three. You know, what is it like? You know, and you realize, you know, what was really cool to see was that she's clearly a very active and awesome mom. Like, her kids would come to the studio and they sit on her lap, and she would show them lyrics, and it was just like, that was really like heartwarming to be like, oh wow, it's not like, you know, tons of nannies. It's like,
just
I mean, obviously she has help and nannies and stuff, but like, but the kids were there, and they were just, you know, really sweet kids, and you could just tell she loved them like crazy.
Yeah.
And she'd take phone calls from her daughter. You know, it was like, you just go like, oh, it's like, she's a mom. She's a mom, you know, and you forget that those people are human because you grew up.
Of course.
And you realize she's human, but her work ethic is crazy. I think she was saying something like 7 days a week she does an hour of dance, an hour of yoga and exercise. It was some like everywhere she goes, you know.
My brother in New York, Rakesh, is an author, and he worked with a woman in his office who was roommates with Madonna, like in the early 80s.
Wow.
And so everybody wants to know, like, what was she like? Was she this, you know, crazy partier? And no, she had just unbelievable work ethic. She was like, I'm gonna be the most famous person in the world. She was just super driven.
Yeah.
And there you
are. All those people are like that. All those people that get that big that I've met, that thing is in common. They had it focused, they had one goal, and they had focus, and they just never took their eye off the ball. And you see, she was really good. She punched my arm, and I left a bruise at one point because we were joking around about something. She just hit me, and I was like, wow, Madonna's very strong.
She's strong. Or you're weak. Or
It's easier maybe for the males in the industry. I think it's tougher probably for girls and women because there are just so many wackos out there that go after these women. I'm sure that the men have the same, but I don't think it's at the same extent. You know,
I don't know.
It's not like violent. Yeah, like it's not that all these. I'm not like trying to leak some, but you just hear that these, they have to have security for a reason. You know.
Yeah.
So then you sympathize with that. You're like, oh.
What's an album that you just can never get sick of hearing?
Thriller.
Wow.
Yeah.
82, I think it was. The #1 selling album of all time. Definitely one of mine. Best concert you've ever been to? And it could be one or two. It doesn't have to be just one.
Michael Jackson Bad tour at Wembley Stadium in London.
Is that 88?
87, 88, yeah.
Yeah. When you were there.
Yeah, I was there. I think it was my first concert.
That's pretty difficult to top.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
Yeah, that's pretty. What other genres of music? Is there a genre of music that you just hate, that you just can't listen to? You're like, the Uber driver has it on, you're like, could you please change that?
I'm not into like metal, like heavy metal.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not my thing.
Although looking at you, I could kind of see a little bit of a metal vibe. Like, if I didn't know what kind of music you wrote.
I just have a beard now.
Yeah, it's probably the beard.
I'm just challenging TSA.
Yeah, that's really what it is. What would you say was the best decade for American music?
I love the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think it was about the 90s? Do you think it's better than today? I mean, you write some of today's best music, so I'm not saying it like that, but
I'm more influenced by like 90s R&B and stuff like that, especially lately.
Like Usher and
and all like Boyz II Men, Jodeci, all that.
Yeah,
that Babyface era. It's late 90s, maybe late 90s.
No, I mean, it's kind of like throughout the 90s. Yeah. Boyz II Men were definitely 92, 93. Okay, that was like, that's your jam, like when you want to rock out. That's what you put
absolutely.
On. Okay. But you think, okay, what is it that we lost since then, you think? I mean, is it the soul? Is it the feeling? Did things become computerized, or did they become digitized? Or
I think we lost, at least this very moment in time, I think we lost a lot of fun in music. Like and I think that's streaming to blame, because it's about like repeat listens and mellow, like in the background, but like hip hop especially lost its fun.
Huh.
Like there's no like fun, like crowd music, like hip hop hooray, ho, or like those bad boy puffy days, I miss that. I miss like tempo and just fun.
Okay.
Everything takes itself so seriously right now.
And now trap is kind of an illustration of that, because it's like,
just so mellow. It's like coding hip hop. That's what I call it.
That's what that is. Yeah. Well, that's probably literally what it is.
Yeah, it is.
You're like, I can't feel my face. I know all about it. What comes first to you? Is it melody or lyrics? So you would say you do lead with melody, and then you
lead with melody, but I always try and have a title. So at least I know where I'm going.
Oh, interesting. The title of the song.
Yeah, my phone has just tons of titles. Like most of my big hits that I've been a part of started with a title.
Wow. So it's like is that the working title or the final title? Like, is it scaffolding?
I hope it's the final title. It's a pain in the ass when you do a melody around it, and then all of a sudden like, no, we should change the title. But usually it's the final title, more than not. Yeah.
That's interesting, because you say melody is more important than lyrics, yet the North Star, the guiding principle, is
at least for me, because I feel like if you just have like da 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 da, and you're trying to fill in words, you'll do very cliche words. Where if you just have like a concept, and I'll build the melody first, sort of, but knowing that I'm getting to that title.
Got it.
Or I'm going to start with that title and build a melody around.
So the title's sort of the destination that you're putting into the Google Maps, but the route is the melody.
Exactly.
What do you think is the ultimate pop song, like in the last few years? I mean, I remember they asked Chris Rock, like, what was the best comedy post-2000? I think he said it was Superbad. He's like, Superbad is, the standard of comedies, and other people think it's The Hangover, things like that. But then we can point to comedy sets and things like that. But musically, where do you go, man, that is just like, I know what I think it is, but I'd love to know what you, at least like maybe post-2000.
Post-2000, oh, that's tough. The last few years, I'd say like a Hotline Bling, or, but I'm sure someone could bring up another song. I'm like, oh yeah, that one.
Yeah, I mean, that song was everywhere. Well, I think it's Umbrella.
Oh yeah, Umbrella. See, then you go. Umbrella's great.
I think that's tough to do.
Yeah, Yeah, I'd go with them. Single Ladies was amazing.
Phenomenal too. Yeah. It's just like there may be something as good, there's nothing any better. And there's a quote that goes, "The best paintings have already been painted."
Yeah.
Do you feel like that's true for music, or do you think the best is yet to come?
Ooh.
You can say the last one just because it's the last question. You don't have to say the best is yet to come.
No, I think there's never going to be another first of things, you know. And in music, there's, especially in pop music, there have been firsts, you know, like in the 50s, the 40s, 50s, when they started creating pop structure, verse, pre-chorus, chorus. I mean, you're not going to beat those things.
Right. Like those standards.
Those standards, yeah. It's just innovation, and I don't know what that's going to be, but I think as far as where we are today in pop song structure, yes, the best has
been done.
Yeah.
I remember Elton John talking about, they were recapping, I think it was the 60s, 70s and on, and he was talking about Respect, which of course was written by Otis Redding, but then became famous through Aretha Franklin. And there's a part where he just goes, "Oh, I wish I would have written that song." And when I watched it, it was before I really got into stand-up comedy. I was like, oh, what a cocky thing to say. I mean, I love Elton John. He's written so many great songs, he and Bernie Taupin, but it's like, but then I've watched other comics where I'm like, I should have written that bit. I should have written that bit. I could have written it if I would have just worked harder. And now I get what he was saying. Are there songs like that where you go, whether historical or current, where you're like, I should have written that. I could have had that.
Maybe not I could have had that, but I wish I wrote it. I mean, that's pretty much everything that's not mine that works.
I guess that makes sense. You're like any hit ever, so yeah.
Yeah, no, I mean, but again, like I love that. I wish I was, I'll say an era, I wish I was around that sort of 90s, late 90s, early 2000s R&B era, or like I wish I would have caught the Backstreet NSYNC era. Because I wasn't there yet where I could have participated, you know?
How old are you? Do you mind saying?
I'm 39.
Okay.
So I kind of didn't break in time to be a part of the Backstreet Boys.
Professionally, right? So listening-wise, consumer-wise.
But, and obviously I was in high school during the 90s, but I would have loved to have been a part of that.
Right.
You know?
Yeah.
I would love to go back in time, be the writer I am now, and be there.
Sure.
You know?
Oh, okay, so like if you could transplant. Can you rock out to your own songs?
No.
You can't?
No.
So you can't just put on like Can't Feel My Face and just have a good time?
No.
I can tell.
It's work to me.
It's work, yeah. So you can't like...
I can't rock out to music, and it's so sad to say, but even music in general, I'm thinking about, like I can't listen to the radio.
You can't turn it off?
Yeah, you can't turn it off.
Interesting.
I can listen to older songs and enjoy, but I can't listen to the radio and enjoy it because there's a little competitive thing in me, and then it's like I know the people who, you know, and then this whole like, you know, oh, that's interesting, I did that, you know, that whole thing.
That's so
Not that I would do anything better, but I'm like, I'm looking for
breaking
like,
it down and
yeah.
Well, and like just you personally, what would it mean to pull you, like pulling a 7? It's like, man, he just pulled a 7. What would that be? It didn't have to be professionally, like just behind the scenes.
That would just be overthinking something to the point of it's just you kill it. That's very me.
I could say like if you can't.
I'm also very over the top. Like in my personal life, I don't do anything like half-assed. Like for especially like when it was like Halloween, I hired like a set decorator to make our. You know, I'm like I do everything. Or like if there's 10 people coming, I'll buy 20 things just in case 10 more people come. Like that person, I overdo everything.
Yeah.
That's totally, it annoys the hell out of my wife.
Yeah.
Everything is overdone.
You just have to go over the top on everything. I love that. If you were convicted of a white-collar crime, what would you like it to be?
A white-collar crime? That's like office stuff, right?
Yeah, right.
Oh, staplers.
What is your greatest accomplishment? What do you consider your, you know, if you hung it up right now, and God forbid, I know you have a long way to go, but where do you look back and go, yeah, that's sort of the first line of my bio or my Wikipedia or my tombstone. I guess we're Hindu, we don't have a tombstone, but on your urn.
Yeah, I was gonna say something super cliche, but I think my wife.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think that like that I met her and was able to stay sane and keep her with me on this journey from when I was like broke and eating beans out of a can till now, and the luck that I've had, and I'm really proud that like one of my biggest songs and what broke probably the biggest pop group I think statistically ever was a song written for her, which is What Makes You Beautiful for One Direction.
Wow.
So that I'm always kind of going to be proud of.
Ladies, look what you're missing here. You just melted everybody's heart. This is the ideal man. I mean, you love chick flicks. You dedicate songs to your wife.
But
you don't go out and party.
I'm really bad at sex.
Yeah. Do you feel like you've made it? I mean, would you say, I ask people that, and well, what do you say?
I would say anyone that can earn a living, I'd go back to that, anyone that can earn a living doing what they're passionate about has made it. I don't want to take anything for granted and say, no, I haven't achieved. I mean, I've been lucky and I'm aware of what I've been able to achieve. I'm not satisfied yet. No, that's like, especially with songwriting, and maybe it's the same thing in comedy, like your joke lasts for a minute, right? Your song lasts, your hit song lasts for a month. Once that's gone, you don't have it anymore.
Right, it's gone, yeah.
And so there's nothing there to grasp. Like, I think a film can be a classic film and last forever, and generations can listen to it.
But you don't think a song can?
I think it can, but I think I guess in the moment you don't feel it. Like for me, when you've written it, especially nowadays, pop songs, they die pretty quick, right? They fall off a cliff. There's a few. I think there's a few in my career that will last. And I do hear out and about, but like
you hear it you're at CVS and you
hear
it or whatever.
I think What Makes You Beautiful. I think I Have a Feeling, Can't Feel My Face. I think Love Me Like You Do will last.
Yeah.
And once in a while, my Maroon 5 song that I co-wrote, One More Night, I hear once in a while.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I think that I don't think you can ever be satisfied.
When did your parents accord you that respect? Was it 100 million? Was it 200 million records?
No, you know what?
Where was they? Because it means like even if you don't become a doctor, then it's like if you're going to go into comedy, if you're going to go into music, then you better do something big.
I don't think they fully got it until it was the least significant thing I did, which was, when Simon Cowell asked me to be on X Factor in the UK, and that year was when One Direction was on. And all our relatives live in the UK. So it was that thing of I was on TV every once in a while on the biggest show in England, and that's what they thought my success was.
Right.
So my cousins and all that, they think that's what it is. That's oh my God, yes, I was on X Factor. And then they called my mom, and my mom was like, oh my God, I'm so proud of you. It was like, that's like a side that has nothing to do with
what ironically called the X Factor. Yeah, it really is.
Yeah. If I think about everything, I mean, I think it's just an achievement for anyone to make a living doing what they're passionate about. And I mean, I had, and we spoke about this when we spoke before about coming from an Indian family, very traditional Indian family, how horrific it was to them for me to do this, to sort of survive that, to be still standing and to have achieved a few things, like that kind of stuff. I'm proud of. I'm proud to be probably only Indian, and I guess in Western music that's been able to do it at this level. Hopefully others will follow. But yeah, I think, I look at, so many friends, when they write songs for someone, it doesn't always work out the way What Makes You Beautiful and launching a band like that,
It doesn't always work out to that level.
So that's always just fun, and it's kind of fun that my wife's a part of that with me.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And she has her little pop, a little moment in pop history.
Yeah. Thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time and your honesty and your openness. And not every guest is as conversant as you are. So you can speak not just in lyrics but in real life, which is great. So that's awesome. And appreciate your hospitality today. And on behalf of the entire crew, and
thank you guys.
Thank you very much. Coming to you here in West Hollywood, California. Thank you for joining us on this episode of What Do You Bring to the Table? We knocked over the game very, very quickly today, but that's good. We're collaborative here, right? So it can't be beat. So everybody, thank you so much for joining us on this episode of What Do You Bring to the Table? I've been your host, Rajiv, and I still am.